And try! Good, well done!
Cup exits and mounting injuries have made for a testing start to 2024. But with 10 Premier League games to go, all to play for in the quest to earn another crack at continental football. Even with a squad repeatedly stretched to the limit, Roberto De Zerbi's men sat 8th in the hunt for a European place. Top scorer João Pedro's return to training was a major boost, though the Brazilian wasn't quite ready to take on title-chasing Liverpool. On Merseyside, Danny Welbeck very quickly shocked the Cops.
Oh, what a start! Albion fans in ecstasy as Danny Welbeck rips one into the net.
The league leaders responded, and in the second half, a previously misfiring Mo Salah sharpened up. The Reds' slender lead was almost eliminated by a former Anfield favourite.
And Lallana has it. Lallana! Just past the post.
And Bart Verbruggen's agility kept Liverpool on tenterhooks to the end. But Jurgen Klopp's side held on to beat Albion for just the second time in 9 matches.
Everybody showed great personality today and no one hid today. Everybody wanted to give solutions to each other, everybody wanted the ball, everybody wanted to make a difference, and I think that's something we have to build on. We have to give every game, and then for sure the better results will come.
The club's glowing reputation for shrewd management away from the pitch was enhanced by news of a Premier League record profit, £122.8 million for the 22-23 season. Deputy Chairman Paul Barbers had a vital role in the extraordinary growth and plans to keep up the good work, signing a new deal through to 2030. Not much to talk about in the tepid encounter with Brentford that came next. Goalless in London, despite VAR's intervention to flag up a potential Albion penalty. Back to the title contenders next, Arsenal in town, and a guest appearance on the mic from me, as if the day wasn't bad enough. A year on from a thumping 3-0 win at the Emirates, which effectively finished off the Gunners' title challenge, Mikel Arteta's men weren't going to make the same mistake again. When Tariq Lamptey got a touch on the ball with a bit of Gabriel Jesus too, Bukayo Saka stepped up to grab the opportunity.
Brighton furious, Arsenal delirious.
Before the break, Julio Enciso fancied his chances from distance. David Raya denied him, and that really was as good as it got for Albion. In the second half, Kai Havertz rammed home Arsenal's superiority.
A real sucker punch for the Albion.
And no points for guessing who made the late break for goal that would wrap things up.
Against his old club, Leandro Trossard in front of the Arsenal fans.
I haven't seen it back yet. Obviously, the referee's given a decision. I feel like I got a bit on the ball, but I haven't seen it back yet.
No, the penalty was clear and the referee was good enough to decide this game. We played a good first half. Until the second goal, we were inside of the game, and then the game is finished.
He's not quite got a shot yet.
A breakout star of Brighton's season had earned his reward, a new contract for Jack Hinchelwood. Just a shame his injury would keep him out of the rest of the campaign, which continued at Turf Moor. Relegation-threatened Burnley had been improving, 1 defeat in 5. And the feeling their luck had changed grew as Josh Brownhill netted a fortuitous opener.
Josh Brownhill gives Burnley the lead.
But the Clarets managed to blow that lead. A nightmare for goalkeeper Ariana Muric.
Brighton are level in the most bizarre circumstance.
Yeah. Is that how you're feeling?
No, maybe worse, but
worse. Okay.
we keep the
Emotions inside.
style.
Zipped up.
Yeah.
Another academy product entered the fray for his first team debut. Marco Mane off the bench late on, but the earlier departure of the injured Pervis Estupiñán presented Roberto De Zerbi with more selection problems after another unsatisfying draw. Manchester City's FA Cup involvement gave the squad 12 days to regroup for the final 6 games of the season, now 10th, 6 points off a European position. All against a backdrop of ceaseless media speculation about Roberto's future.
I not decided to leave. If one of you understood I'm ready to leave, it's not the time. It's not right time yet to decide nothing. But I'm frustrated and disappointed for this season, but I never fight with Tony, I never fight with Paul Barbet, with my players, no.
At the next home fixture, the hardest geezer was in town, and so were the toughest opponents, as De Zerbi faced his friend Pep Guardiola, chasing an unprecedented 4th consecutive top-flight title with Manchester City. Kevin De Bruyne found a new way to score, his first headed goal in the Premier League, and Phil Foden added 2 more before half-time. While the second came from a contentious free kick, Manchester City were on song throughout. 3 more points for their title challenge sewn up with almost half an hour to spare by Julian Alvarez. João Pedro's bid to reduce the deficit received an unsympathetic response from referee Jared Gillett. No penalty to ease the pain.
They gave it a good go, they gave it everything.
News broke that week that Evan Ferguson's season was over, and Jan-Paul van Hecke joined the long injury list ahead of a trip to revitalise Bournemouth. Omani and Odella Fire were among the starters along the coast, where the tide soon turned against the Albion. Marco Senesi found it easy to open the scoring, and Enes Unal doubled the advantage after the break. Enciso attempted to spark a revival, but Bournemouth were heading for the top half as Justin Kluivert capped their dominant display. The Seagulls slipping to 12th, the club's lowest position for more than 2 years.
Right now, nothing's really going for us, and it's summing up our season, to be honest. We're conceding bad goals, and goals change games, and we always seem to give ourselves a mountain to climb.
De Zerbi and Paul Barber fielded questions at the fans' forum a few days later, with transfers a popular theme.
For Roberto, that's a problem about our selling on of our good players. Is this going to continue? Is this something that we're going to see? Or are we going to have some of our players please stay a few more seasons?
She's not my sister, eh?
And after a question like that, she's definitely not mine. We're never going to leave ourselves in a position where we can't compete. And, you know, this next season will be our 8th season in the Premier League, so I think we've proven that. But at the same time, we have a particular model which helps us to compete at the level that we do. And it's different to other clubs, and it will continue to be different for other clubs.
The club's European prospects had faded, but all 4 remaining opponents were fighting for that prize. Aston Villa closing in on Champions League football under Unai Emery, success they'd hinted at by putting 6 past Albion in September. Revenge would be sweet.
The Albion welcome Aston Villa to the Amex with just 2 weeks and 4 games to go of this topsy-turvy season. Shooting chance, beaten away by Olsen. Whipped in, Webster's there over the bar. Dingra, perfect for Gross, Gross should score! What a stop from Olsen! From range, Cash! Oh, he let fly there. Dingra's cross is a peach! And away by Pau Torres. Might be in on goal, Pau Torres for company, Pedro, it's Olsen again! Igor whips in, it is there! Gross! No flag! Red line, it looks offside. Oh, blocked, and it drops for McGinn, and McGinn is offside. That flag was instant. Goes for the 1-2, Adingra, he's gone down. And penalty! Shuffled run up, and it's saved. But Pedro with the rebound, tucks it away! João Pedro, back on the score sheet. It was a performance full of determination, heart and quality. It ends at the Amex. Albion 1, Aston Villa 0.
The boys. Hello, darling. Oh, yeah, we do that, don't we? You're right, sweetie. Hello, darling. Hi, Jack.
That satisfying achievement was well timed, lifting the mood for the Players' Awards ceremony at the Amex. On the women's side, there were honours for Beatrice Sari, Sophie Baggerly and Elizabeth Turland. Maisie Simons and Jack Hinshelwood took the accolade for the season's outstanding young players. Fans and beneficiaries were recognised too. This year's Inspiration Award went to the founder of the Strongmen charity, Ephraim Brynin. Albion amputee player Charlie Hewson collected the Foundation Award, and Levi McQueen was named Fan of the Season. Kaoru Mitoma's wonder goal at Wolves was deemed the best of the campaign for the men's team. But our German midfield maestro was the night's big winner. 2 awards for Pascal Gross, voted Player of the Season by the fans and his fellow players. Wunderbar.
Infield it goes, shooting charge in. Oh, what a finish! Gross against Vicario. Gross! No mistake! Now Gross, chance for him to dig out across, dig out, he does, Hinchworth! A huge moment for Brighton. Gross across, great delivery, it's there! It's a wonderful cross. Gross's delivery was inch perfect, when is it not? Mitoma cuts it back, should be 2-1, it's 2-1! Gross on the score sheet! Yeah! Measuring it across the header, oh, it's there! Gross is in for 3, Buonanotte, 3! The roof's gonna come off!
Bursting in there is Gross, lovely little dummy, right footed! It's Gross again! So cool from Pascal Gross. Come on! Always an Albion favourite.
Back to the action with Albion targeting a return to the top 10. The team had travelled more than 6,000 miles for Premier League away games since August and wanted to make the last and longest journey worthwhile. A rare goal from Joel Veltman rattled the hosts, but Sean Longstaff had Newcastle level on the stroke of half-time. Thankfully for Albion, when Anthony Gordon tapped in a second for the Magpies after the interval, the offside flag turned out to be correct. Well received by the travelling fans as Albion went back into the top half. Before the 2 matches that remained, Adam Lallana announced he'd be leaving the club after 4 eventful years. As one experienced figure departed, others extended their stay.
I thought you said get both of us up here. I will, yeah. Now?
Yeah, now.
James Milner through to 2025 and Danny Welbeck for another 2 years.
A new player from academy.
Yes.
Young player.
18 years old. Nice to meet you.
A few familiar faces were in town for the penultimate game of the campaign. Chelsea making a late charge for a European place, seeking their 4th win on the spin. On the day that Wolves triggered a Premier League vote on VAR, the officials were front and centre once again, not interested in Mark Cucurella's early wrestling match with Dunk that could have been an Albion penalty. So when the Blues' best player Cole Palmer popped up with his 22nd league goal of the season, the home side was in trouble. Chelsea had Nicholas Jackson's header chalked off for a foul, another talking point, before the home fans were aggrieved after the break when Adingra was seemingly upended in the box with no whistle. Then a gross misjudgment as Pascal got his angles wrong. That doesn't happen much. A miss that was swiftly punished by a goal that earned Chelsea some breathing space they didn't really deserve. Christopher Nkunku for 2-0. A petulant kick at Pedro from Reece James saw his injury-hit season end in more frustration. A late red card which kept the contest alive. In stoppage time, Adingra cracked the post. Then Welbeck hit the net, but not enough to spare Albion from an irritating defeat.
I told you before the game it would be not a great result if we compare the last season. We are happy for this season. Maybe not enough.
On the eve of the season's final fixture, De Zerbi's imminent departure was revealed. The match against Manchester United would be his last in the Amex dugout.
We move on, we didn't find the agreement, but there is a problem. I am grateful for Brighton, for Tony, for Paul Barber, and today we finish a big experience, great experience with my players, with my club, with my fans, and tomorrow we move on.
Obviously everyone's sad and disappointed, but it's the right time for him and the right time for us, and we move on.
Striving to give the Italian the perfect send-off, Valentin Barco and Pedro went close in the first half to exploiting United's sluggish display.
Huge chance for Albion's top scorer, and he can't convert.
Later, Lallana attempted to sign off in style, but Erik ten Hag's team continued to ride their luck. missed opportunities that meant De Zerbi's tenure would end in defeat as Diogo Dalot and Rasmus Højlund struck in the closing stages.
It's Manchester United rather than the Albion that are ending the season on a high.
The final whistle marked the end of a short but often scintillating chapter. Fans paid tribute to the outgoing Lallana, then listened intently as Roberto delivered his heartfelt goodbye.
I want to say thanks to the people who work inside of the Brighton, special people. We have been lucky to work in this club. For us, was a proud, was an honor, and thank you for everything. Goodbye.
Emotional, as it always was with the passionate De Zerbi. Opponents swept away by swaggering football during 2 intense and exhilarating years on the touchline. Losing to Manchester United meant a season that initially promised much more ended with Albion 11th. Still the 3rd highest finish in the club's history, while coping with the extra demands of an unprecedented venture into Europe. Along the way, plenty of positives and some experiences overseas that will never be forgotten. One season over, the next never far away, with Tony Bloom and Paul Barber turning to the youthful Fabian Hürzeler from Germany's St. Pauli as Roberto's replacement. At just 31, a head coach born 6 months after the Premier League began, fast building a big reputation and ready to lead the Albion into a whole new era.
Hey Brighton fans, I'm really excited to be new head coach. I can't wait to see all of you and to celebrate as many wins as possible. Let's go, Seagulls.